Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to work on this Jazzmaster. We're going to give it a complete setup. Just got the nice tinted headstock. Look at these controls. Woo, hey, wow. Jet set. So the first thing I'm going to do, like I normally do, well, that's loose. The first thing I'm going to do is see how straight I can get the neck and how low I can get the action. Then I'll see if there's some frets that are annoyingly tall. Maybe get the fret rocker out and we'll start making this thing play like butter. So here we go. Well, I've tuned it up. I lowered the action. I think it's pretty much as low as it can go. I think it can go lower. Plays good. It doesn't fret out anywhere. It's got a really good neck. So I'm going to take the strings off and we're going to get to it. Let's go. Okay, I usually leave the two E strings on. Somebody didn't know how to put the strings on. Vintage tuners with the hole in the middle, they didn't even use it. That's what's so awesome about them. Makes it really super easy when you're putting strings on and off. I really like that design. See the hole in the middle? Makes it super easy. So, oh, I lost a couple. I gotta find them. So I leave the two strings on. I adjust the neck so it's really close to being perfectly flat. I gotta find these strings. I don't like leaving them laying around. Yeah, I should have showed that last step. What I do is I'll leave the two E's on and I'll loosen the strings and I'll use the string as a straight edge. I'll push it down here. I'll push it down at the first fret and then you can use the string, because the string is perfectly straight, to get the neck straight. So I did that. I should have showed that. So yeah, there's a little dirt on the fretboard. Not too bad. A little dirt. A little bit of fret wear. Not too much fret wear. Guitar's a little dirty. I'll clean her up a little bit. And we got this is loose too. None of the pots or the switch make any noise, which is cool. So the first thing I'll probably do is clean the fretboard. I'm going to clean the fretboard first. Yeah. So we got the neck straight. Now, my favorite part. All right, I'm going to crown them now after just going over them with the file. All right, now I'm going to lightly go over it with 220 and then move on up to the east side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky. That's for my older viewers, the Jeffersons. And that's a lot of fun. Okay, I'm up to 800 now, so I'm just gonna go like this around the whole fret. This is more like a polishing than a cutting. Okay. I think now I'm going to take my Union coffee break. All right, I'm back. And we're going to polish these frets with what I always use, Mother's Mag and Aluminum Polish. Okay, let me oh, get her all ready. And when you go to 3,000, I mean, look at them, they're already shiny. So it only takes a couple of swipes and they're perfect. All right. They are all polished. Wow, looking good. So, next thing we'll do is we'll treat the fretboard, and then while that's drying, we'll do some work down here. We'll clean up, we'll fix that loose jack. Well, we'll let that fretboard dry, and we'll clean this mess up a little bit. Why would, gosh, look at the wires. I think it was sitting on top of some of the wires. And that's why it wasn't closed down. Oh yeah. Here's an issue. Here, let me get a little better camera angle here. They've got a wood screw through that. There's a wood screw through that. So somebody took it apart and they didn't know what they were doing. And another wood screw. You know what? That might have screwed up the thread, so I'm going to leave those in. And I will just give this gentleman new screws. Who did that? Some kind of insane clown posse was messing with this. Okay, I'll get all this put in together. Wow, machine screws all in here. Crazy. I'll tighten these up a little bit. And we know this one's loose. How could somebody... Man, don't mess with stuff. If you're going to swap out wood screws and machine screws, that's pretty bad. That's weird. And this, let me show you this. Look at the holes are way off. You know, I'm going to do something about this because the action won't go down enough. Once again, I'll show you what the issue is. Can't go down enough, and it's holding up the bridge. So I'm just going to enlarge them just enough that this will sit. It'll sit down all the way. I used a little bit of buffing compound on it. There, how's that look? A lot better. Clean. That's tight. Oh, that's tight. Okay. Okay, now we'll start stretching these strings. So anyway, I'm just going to see what the action can do. Actually, I'm going to plug it into the amp. I was going to go into, I'm into the tuner, but I'm going to plug into the amp and I'm just going to jam and see where this neck wants to have the action at. It's really sloppy, so I'm going to put it in the middle and set the intonation. I mean, what else can I do? There's not much in the way of choices here. So right about... Weird. Okay, I'm going to put the knobs back on. And I always like to do those, put them on, turn up the volumes all the way. And when I look down at the knob, it should say 10. That's what I'm looking for. So I know the guitar's at 10. Okay. Okay, now we're just going to cut the nut and we're done. Okay, now with that bridge, I've got it pretty much even. It's even and it intonated really easily. I think it was already pretty well intonated with it probably had the same gauge strings as before. Kind of feels like it. So remember the rules of intonation. You hit the string when it's perfectly in tune, and then the 12th fret. Now if it goes low, then you take the saddle and you go the same way as the tuner. If it goes high, you know, the little arrow goes to the right, the little arrow on there. Right? If it goes like this, you go that way. So it's easy to tell. So if when I fretted it, it went sharp, then it's going to go that way. When I fret it, if it's flat, you have to slide the saddle that way. It's pretty simple. So it's intonated. Okay, well, I'm going to just cut the nut now and we'll be pretty close to being done. And now for one of the most tedious jobs. It's really high, so... Okay, we finally got the nut cut and throw a little lubrication under these strings. So there you have it. Pretty decent guitar. It was odd that the pick guard wouldn't lay against the body because it wasn't made properly. The pick guard is like the wrong size. A little bit of grinding on there. Now it lays nice and flat. So if you want the action to go low, you can, which it is. It's perfect. Doesn't want the owner doesn't want it too low, so I cut it 11 up here. It's cool. It came out good. Anyway, I hope you liked this video, and I hope I see you again. So take care, everybody. Woo!